A farmer's horse fell into a deep but dry well. The farmer discovered a terrible sight. One of his horses had fallen into a deep, narrow water well. The well had been dry for years, but its depth was enough to trap any animal inside. The horse lay at the bottom, trembling, wounded, and crying out in fear. For hours, the farmer stood there, torn. He searched for ropes, thought of ladders, imagined ways to pull the animal out. But every solution failed before it even began. The well was too deep, the horse was too heavy, and the farmer too poor. As the sun climbed higher, a painful thought settled in his mind. The horse was old. Saving it would cost more than buying a new one. And the abandoned well needed to be filled anyway. It was a danger to everyone. With a heavy heart, the farmer made a decision. He called the villagers and told them the plan. They would fill the well with dirt and debris, ending the horse's suffering and closing the well forever. Reluctantly, the villagers agreed. Shovels struck the ground. Dirt began to fall. When the first loads of soil hit the horse's back, it screamed louder than before. Its cries filled the air with panic and pain. Some villagers hesitated, unable to continue. But the farmer urged them on. Then, something strange happened. The cries slowly faded. Silence replaced the screams. Concerned, the farmer stepped closer and looked down into the well, only to be stunned by what he saw. The horse was not lying down. It was standing. Each time dirt fell onto its back, the horse shook its body, letting the soil slide beneath its hooves. Instead of sinking, it was rising. Step by step, layer by layer. The villagers watched in disbelief. Shovel after shovel, the horse repeated the same motion. Shake, step, rise. What was meant to bury it was becoming its escape. Eventually, as the well filled, the horse stood just beneath the surface. With one final effort, it leaped forward, climbing out of the well and landing safely on solid ground. The villagers stood speechless. The horse walked away, free, not because the fall was gentle, but because it refused to stay buried. The weeks that followed were heavy with silence. The horse had survived the well. The villagers spoke of it as a miracle. But the farmer saw it differently. Each morning, he watched the animal move slowly across the field. The horse's legs trembled. Its breath came heavy. Time had carved its marks deep into its body. Though alive, it was no longer useful, no longer strong, no longer young. And in the farmer's heart, fear replaced gratitude. He feared that one day the horse would collapse again, somewhere worse, somewhere no miracle would follow. He feared the burden of care. He feared attachment. So he made another decision. Before dawn, while the village still slept, the farmer prepared a journey. He saddled the horse gently, avoiding its eyes. He packed water and food, not out of kindness, but out of guilt. The destination was clear in his mind, a desert so distant that no path led back. But the farmer was careful. He did not take the usual roads. He turned left where one always turned right. He crossed dry riverbeds, circled hills, retraced steps only to change direction again. The sun rose, fell, and rose again. The horse followed obediently, trusting the hand that guided it, unaware that every step erased the memory of home. By the time the desert appeared, vast, endless, and silent, the horse no longer recognized the world around it. The farmer stopped. He removed the saddle. He loosened the rope. He placed water beside the horse, then stepped back. For a moment, he hesitated. His hand trembled as he touched the horse's neck one last time. "I'm sorry," he whispered, though he was not sure if he meant it. Then he turned away. The horse watched him disappear into the distance, standing still until the sound of footsteps faded into nothing. The desert was unforgiving. Days passed. The sun burned without mercy. The nights froze the ground beneath its hooves. The horse wandered, driven not by direction, but by instinct. Hunger sharpened its senses. Thirst slowed its steps. Its body, once tired from age, now trembled from survival. More than once, it collapsed into the sand, convinced this was the end. Yet, each time, it stood again. One evening, as the sky burned red, the wind carried a scent unlike anything before. Fresh, alive, the horse lifted its head and followed it. Step by step, the sand gave way to soil. The silence broke into whispers of leaves. The emptiness ended. Before the horse stood a forest, hidden beyond the desert like a secret the world had forgotten. Inside, water flowed freely. Grass grew thick and green. The air was cool, rich with life. The horse drank deeply. It ate slowly. And for the first time in many days, it slept without fear. Among the forest plants grew a strange kind of grass, silver at the tips, soft beneath the teeth. The horse grazed on it daily, unaware that nature was rewriting its body. Pain faded. Breath deepened. Strength returned. Days turned into weeks. The horse's back straightened. Its coat shone. Its steps grew light, almost youthful. It no longer moved like an old animal abandoned by time, but like one reborn by it. One morning, standing at the edge of the forest, the horse felt something stir inside, memory. A pull, a direction, a place called home. Without knowing how, it began to walk. Across plains, through valleys, over familiar hills. And one quiet afternoon, the village saw a figure approaching from the horizon. At first, no one recognized it. Then the farmer froze. The horse stood before him, strong, radiant, alive in a way he had never seen. Shame flooded the farmer's face. His eyes filled with tears he could not hide. He stepped forward slowly, reaching out, but stopped. The horse did not bow. It did not hesitate. It looked at him calmly, neither angry nor afraid. And then, without a sound, it walked past him, toward the fields, toward freedom. The farmer fell to his knees. Only then did he understand. What he tried to discard had found its own salvation. What he abandoned had returned whole. And what he lost was not the horse, but the chance to believe. Sometimes, when the world leaves us behind, life leads us somewhere better, so we can return stronger, not for those who doubted us, but for ourselves. In the end, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, press like, and write in the comments from which country you are watching the story. See you in another story.